Welcome to the story of every man. Tonight, I have a special guest. I'm really interested in interviewing this guy because what do I know about him? Zero. In fact, the only thing I know about him is his name, and then he goes to my church. So we're going to learn a lot about this young man together. His name is Branton. Hey, Brant, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, John?
Good, good. So we're excited to learn a lot about you.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me and Chris, you help me out. What do I know about Brant? Well, I know that you sing at our church, Motion Church, right? You've been going there for how long?
Almost 3 years on Palm Sunday.
Can you believe that? man?
Nice.
Can you believe that? 3 years.
Yeah.
Question number one is: Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I say whenever it needs to be an extrovert, I can be an extrovert.
Uh,
But like on a daily basis, mostly an introvert. But I can be an extrovert.
where were you born?
I was born in Longview native.
What was school like?
School was fun, man. I was class clown, troublemaker, always going to the office and stuff. that was that was my school. But I still passed and everything, but I was hyper, and everything.
Did you graduate?
Yeah.
Cool.
Graduated in 2013.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I got one half brother and I got a half sister.
Uh-huh.
Same mom, different dad. Half brother, same dad, different mom. Sister, I be trying to get her to come to church. I'm still working on her to come. Brother, he's doing time in prison. So yeah.
Okay. You got anything yet?
You play sports?
Yeah, I played football and baseball.
What position?
Strong safety in football and baseball. I played outfield.
Dang.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you still play now, or you used to in school?
Used to in school. Now it's pretty much I've been working on pickleball and basketball now.
Did you like pickleball?
Yeah, it's real fun. It's real fun. It's kind of like tennis, more like a miniature version of tennis. So
All right.
it's good.
Let me back up for a minute. Okay.
Okay.
So let's talk about growing up. Where's Dad?
Dad, parents divorced. I believe I was 3 months old when my mom and dad got divorced. So I would see my dad on the weekends, that type of relationship dynamic. Dad died in 2007. I was 11 years old, finna turn 12 years old. So, I was 11. And ever since then, it's just been me and mom and had a stepdad, which is my sister's dad, half. So, pretty much that type of dynamic, man. Stepdad, dad was there, but deceased. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
What is how would you describe your relationship with your stepdad?
It's pretty cool. It was real cool growing up. He always was there when I needed him, and always to give me wisdom and talk and help me out and stuff when things were going bad. So it wasn't nothing too bad for as me and his relationship. With my mom, it was kind of different. Very combative. You know what I'm saying? But like far as being there for me, it was pretty good. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Are they still together now?
No. And
All right. I told you I was going to ask these questions.
bring it.
So tell me about, during school, did you get in trouble at home as well?
Yeah,
I know you got in
yeah.
trouble in school. Did you get in
Yeah,
trouble at home?
I did, yeah. Whoopings, paddling, belts, switches, the regular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So school, what did you do?
Just to get in trouble?
Yeah.
Just be disruptive, sometimes bully, sometimes, fight and, crazy stuff like that. Class clown
You were the bully?
at times. At times, like taking people's backpacks and putting them in the locker. That's far away from their locker, so they looking for their bag when the class is finna start, stuff like that.
Dude.
Childish stuff.
I feel like there's more than just that kind of childish stuff. What else did you get into?
I mean, well, fights,
Yeah.
altercations verbally with teachers and, stuff like that. Not like, as I got older, I got better, but the peak of it was probably middle schoolish, kind of like when you growing up a little bit, going for high school. So, yeah.
What was it about teachers? Was it an authority issue, or was it just you just didn't want to do the work?
Yeah, it was authority, definitely authority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you struggle with that at home too?
Yeah, I did.
You did.
With my mom, our relationship kind of grew as I got older. Like as a child, it wasn't like really like she was always there for me and everything, but it wasn't like strong. Not with my, far as like love.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
I want to make sure that I understand this right. The love dynamic younger with your mom was a struggle, and it got better as you got older.
Yeah, as I got older, because like I don't like being told what to do like severely like all the time. It was just a problem within me, that was all. But as I got older, we're good. We're 100 now. So yeah.
I love seeing Branton now because I don't see that in Branton.
Yeah, I came a long way, man.
Man, did you get into a crowd you shouldn't be with when you were younger?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just the regular, I was a bit of a jock in, high school, the skipping school and stuff. I still passed with flying colors and everything, It's just like for the majority of the stuff I did do, I didn't get caught, but I still, did some stuff. So yeah.
Did you and you knew that you were good at sports and stuff. So you kind of like you just had that attitude.
Yeah, like I can do it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, it's not cool, but
It's not,
but
it's not.
Yeah. So tell me about the wrong crowd. Did you ever get affiliated? Did you ever end up getting in a gang?
Oh no, not a gang.
Not that bad?
Around that time, I believe the most popular game around that time was, I'm sure y'all heard of the TYB game.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So that one was kind of on the rise. I didn't want any partakes, in no gang. Like I already have authority issues. I don't want no other guy telling me what to do and stuff like that. So the gangs aren't for me.
You were kind of solo. You were just
like I hung with like solid guys. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 quarters, to like 100 pennies.
right.
Like 100 guys, and just got 4 solid guys.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Was high school what was your biggest takeaway from going through high school in Longview and getting out? Which school did you go to first of all?
Yeah, I went to Longview High School. As far as high school, I went to Longview Middle School. I went to Jetson Middle School. Elementary, I went to a school called Valley View. It's not running no more, so it's closed down. But Valley View, Doris McQueen. I don't know if you ever heard of Doris McQueen.
I have, yeah.
Yeah. Elementary school days. So yeah.
Describe your whole your school experience in your own words.
It was pretty fun, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was fun. It had its rough patches, but overall it was very fun. Yeah.
Good. Now, I'm gonna ask you before we go further. So
Okay.
when I talked, you came by one day and you said, "Hey, I want to be on your podcast." Why was Branton wanting to be on the podcast?
Cause I'm very into like podcasts, man. I really enjoy podcasts.
Uh-huh.
Like I would love to be like a co-host, on the podcast. Get to know people and different stories. I like to learn. I'm a complete learning freak.
Mhm.
I'm a sponge. So if you show me something and I like it and I think it's cool, man, I want to know how to do that. So and podcast is one of them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. You're so quiet, Brant, that I would not know any of that about you. So that's good to know. That's good to know and learn and to keep in mind. Tell me about life right after high school.
Right after high school, man, it was up and down. Again running with the wrong crowd, crimes, doing crazy stuff, like theft, and that's what I got caught for. But I mean, God really has been like on me my whole life. He was grace enough not to allow me to get caught on like the bigger stuff I was doing.
Yeah.
More like the smaller things, and just so I can wake up and stuff like that.
Let me ask you this though.
Okay.
You got caught for theft. What were you trying to steal?
Man, like I said, something petty, man.
I want to know what it was. What specifically were you trying to steal?
It was a PlayStation 4 game system.
Okay.
So now that particular night, I wasn't like sober. I was been drinking a little bit. And me and you can say now my road dog, it's just a thing we would do.
Mhm.
Just like minor stuff. Like it wasn't none of the bigger stuff. It was like the small, little. So we would go in there and we would, ask for like a game system. At the time, it was a PlayStation 4.
Into a store?
Yeah, like
Okay.
GameStop.
Okay.
GameStop was the store.
I think I've seen your video.
Maybe.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
But so that night, like I was already, sober and everything. Not to blame it on being drunk, I'm just letting you know about the night. And I was feeling myself that night. I done did it so many times. So that particular night, I go in the GameStop. It's the one. You familiar with Longview, right?
Yep.
You remember where Hastings was?
Yes.
It's that GameStop right behind Hastings.
I know which one it is.
Yeah. So I go in there. Hey, I'm trying to buy a PlayStation 4. Oh, you trying to buy a PlayStation 4? I was like, yeah. Okay, let me go grab you a PlayStation 4. I'm like, thank you, sir. He goes and gets the game, brings the game, sets it right in front of me. And I'd be like, hey, how much of those, he had like the controllers
behind him.
And I say, how much for one of those controllers? He turns around and then I take the game and I go out the store.
Do you run or you walk?
Well, I walk, and then once I get outside, I run to the car.
Okay.
Looking back on it now, it's just funny, it's
yeah.
stupid, But
so they caught you on that one.
Yeah. By me being drunk.
Yeah.
Like normally when I would do it, I would like wait the next day, go to the pawn shop and sell the game and get like $400, $350 for it.
Uh-huh.
So that night, not thinking right, I try to go sell it right then.
Mm-hmm.
I try to go sell it at the mall.
Oh man!
So I go in there.
You were hustling, is what you're doing. Oh man!
So I go in there, give it to the guy, and you got to hook up the game. I want to sell this game. They got to hook up to a TV to test it out because they don't want no fraud stuff, nothing like that.
Right.
So he's playing the game and stuff like that, and I mean it looks pretty good, looks pretty clear, and he gets like a phone call, and then he's on the phone for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Right in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he goes to the back for a second, right?
Uh-huh.
And then he stays back there maybe like 10 minutes, 13 minutes, and he comes back outside, and he's just, playing the game.
Just kind of like he's testing.
Yeah, he's like stalling, really what it was. But he
called someone.
Yeah, so he's playing the game. I'm like, man, I'm ready to go. Like, the game works. We're ready to go, right? And then my friend's like, man, maybe we should just go, bro. So I try to leave without the game. So I leave without the game. Right when I leave without the game, like 4 losses. Hey, get on the ground, hey, and I'm like, ah. So we getting searched and stretched in the mall and stuff like that, and walking out the mall in handcuffs.
The walk of shame.
Yeah.
Were you? Was this the first time you had
that was the first time
interaction with law enforcement?
Yeah. Well, no. Like, dude. Well, I told you, like growing up, like my mom and my stepdad were kind of combative, so the laws kind of stayed in, and out. It'd be threats here and death threats there. Yeah. So it would be times when, let's say he made like a death threat, and by like my sister being my half sister, he would take my sister and my mom would just take me, and we'll just
go different places.
Yeah, go different places for like 2 or 3 days, 4 days. And the laws, man, they always be in and out. Just but that was the first time I actually like went to jail that night. So
yeah, that was your first time like in a legal interaction with them.
Right.
Tell me about okay. So you're at this door. You're still drunk, right?
Yeah, I'm still drunk. Like going to jail, everything. Like still drunk.
That's the worst.
Yeah, walk with us. So they come into this door. Hey. What are your thoughts at that moment?
I'm like, man, I mean, like I don't know. Like, I'm just like, I can't believe it's happening, but it ain't like hit me yet, But, I just got my hands, I'm like, wow, man. He was like, yeah, man, we got you on camera, man. And he patted me on the back and stuff. and then, he takes me to the car, and I'm walking fast. He's like, wait, my speed, walk my speed. I'm like, man,
You're trying to get out of there.
I'm trying to get out of here, just because there's people in there. Like, dang. So, yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
About what year was this, right?
2014. So, like 11 years ago now.
Okay. Yeah. How long out of high school were you already when you were doing this?
Like a year.
Like a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was going to like a certificate type school, TSTC in Marshall.
Right.
Yeah, I was going there for like a year certificate at the same time. So I was, I was everywhere, man.
Dang.
All over the place.
What drove you? And I know this is a hard question. I don't know if anybody's ever asked you, but what drove you mentally to want to do those things with your friends? was it normally with the alcohol, or was it just, whatever at this particular time in my life? What was it that drove you mentally to go out and do these things?
So I can say that wherever I got from it, like I got, like kind of a bit of a freedom-ish, like parents want to know where you at, 10-4 and
Yeah.
24/7, like that kind of drove me insane. Like, man, can I be free?
Yeah.
Let me see what it's like. So that.
Okay.
Mm.
So you get arrested. You go to jail. Hadn't hit you yet. When does it hit you?
When I try to call my mom, she's like, I'm not coming. I'm like,
Your mom
wow.
said she ain't coming?
Yeah.
Oh, hard love, bro. Hard love.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dang.
She doesn't come.
No, my stepdad ended up coming. So, yeah, he ain't coming to get me. Like I said, always been there for me. So, yeah, full circle.
Well, how was it, like the next day, or how long were you in there before you
Yeah, it was next day. It was maybe like 12, 13 hours, because it happened, I believe it was around, the mall was still open, so like 8:30ish, 9.
Uh-huh.
No, this was before COVID, so, everything was different before COVID. So
Yeah.
things stayed open later,
Yeah.
So, like 9:30ish, 9ish.
And the next day, 9:30 the next day, he came and got you?
Yeah, it was in the morning.
Okay. So what did they charge you with? Was it a misdemeanor?
Yeah, it was just a misdemeanor. Yeah.
Okay.
Like theft, Class B.
What was your ultimate responsibility there? What did you get?
I did probation.
Probation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cleared it up?
Yeah,
Off
cleared
of
it up.
Did you ever get arrested again?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Dang.
Yeah.
All right, tell me, like, what was the next arrest?
Possession of weed.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's, like I said, like it's just been like small stuff,
Yeah.
man. That I actually got arrested for.
Did you go to jail that day?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, they taking you to jail for
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have any felonies?
No felonies.
Okay.
No.
We're good.
Nah.
Do you have any questions so far on that, Chris?
No, I'm listening to the story, man, and it's strikingly similar to what I went through.
Yeah.
The same thing. I got arrested and I spent the weekend in jail for stealing PlayStations.
Mm. See?
I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
I'm not even kidding. For stealing PlayStations.
Oh man. Yeah.
PlayStations and iPods. I used to be security at a store that I'm not going to name.
Right.
But I felt like you, man. I felt like I had the juice. I felt like I had the power. And
Yeah.
like, I could do this.
I can do this.
And looking back on it,
And it was just fast,
And it's always those one little things that gives you away. Like you think back on it, and you're like, if I just would have waited a day to go sell it. For me, I ended up leaving my cell phone.
Oh, that's how they caught you?
That's how they caught me. I ended up leaving my cell phone.
Yeah.
And they showed up to my friend's house the next day, and they were like, is Chris Johnson here?
Oh man.
So I couldn't even besides me being on camera, they knew exactly who I was, and I worked there. I had the key, and I had this whole operation, man. And it just you get away with it once, and then you're like, I can do this. I got a question for you though. So so you got arrested your first time,
Right.
What were you thinking when you were in your holding cell?
I was like, dang, I can't believe I'm in here in jail. Because it was...
That was your first time?
Yeah, it was my first time in jail. So, really just the people you surrounded by, man.
It's bad.
Yeah,
right?
it's like they're like weird. And one guy in there had blue feet. I'm like,
blue feet?
I'm looking at him like, wow, his feet is blue. Like that color blue.
That's
like,
crazy.
talking in his sleep. And I'm like, wow.
You're like, I don't belong here.
Yeah, I don't belong. No, it's too many creeps.
Yeah. Did you tell yourself when you were in there, like, I'm never coming back here?
Yeah. I'm never sitting in there again.
Yeah.
It's boring. And then, like I already have an authority problem. So jail is like the ultimate authority. They tell you when to eat and sleep. And that ain't for me.
You got no rights in there.
Yeah, no rights.
You got to do what they tell you to do.
Right.
When they tell you to do it.
Yeah. I'm not with that.
Yeah.
That's so what I'm hearing is if anybody's missing PlayStations, they're probably with one of you two.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The opposite. If you brought a PlayStation,
Yeah.
probably from one of us.
Yeah, especially from the
goodness.
pawn shop. So yeah,
The struggles with your stepdad and your mother, how did that affect you?
It kind of helped me learn not to give my hopes up, stuff like that. Because when I was young, my hopes were giving up a lot. Like somebody would promise this, and then that be the time for them to do what they promised, and then when it happened.
Was this something that happened with your father as well, or
No.
It was other things.
Yeah, like see, I was a bit of a kid. My father died. Like I think they call them adolescent years. I didn't have my dad like through my teenage years.
Yeah.
He died when I was 11, right before I turned 12. But as far as like the stepdad and my mom dynamic, and it just made me not like trust. Hard to trust. Like my mom could tell me something, and it's still kind of like that to this day.
Yeah.
And I would take it with a grain of salt. Like let's say she heard like a good song, like I had sung and. You did really good up there, Like, I would hear it, but I wouldn't, like, 100% believe. You know what I mean?
What she was saying.
Yeah.
So you said...
Like, trust.
I lost my dad when I was 12. Like,
oh.
I think that was one of the many catalytic moments, not many, but one of the catalytic moments in my life where I changed. I think I act like a kid now because I never... Like, I had to do so many things during that time that kids shouldn't have to do.
Yeah.
And now that I'm an adult, I don't care. I'm being
yeah, you do what you want to do.
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
But it's not always a good thing.
Yeah, it's not.
And you were saying that you were saying that sometimes you would get your hopes up.
Yeah, get my hopes up, kind of,
and it would get broke down. What was an example of that where it really stayed with you, like you really got your hopes up about something and it didn't happen?
Man, 4th grade. It was like this field trip, that I believe it was like water. Well, no. I don't remember, it was 4th grade. But it was a pretty big field trip. I wanted to go, and my mom was like, hey, report card A's and B's on the roll, and, your, I forgot what they call it, U or unsatisfactory, S and E and all that.
Yep.
Like if you got like a S or a E, you good, but you can go. And I did that, and I don't know. I believe I had made her mad one Sunday after church, and like man, she just ripped it in front of me, like the paper for me to go. Like I got the AB on the roll, got the E or the S for satisfactory, still just. Because I made her mad, which goes back to that authority thing. Like, like I did what you said I wanted, but since you got power over me, you could just go just like that. So I was like, wow. And
do you
they
find
burnt me?
You did?
Yeah.
Do you see things as an adult that are similar like that, where you're like somebody's telling you something, you're like, if I work at all these things, I'm still fearful that I'm not gonna get it.
Not necessarily. Well, it kind of depends on what I want to try to embark on. Like playing the drums. Like I knew I can do that, so I practice hours at a time, and just got really good at the drums, and so that's what kind of gave me like a hope. With the drums, like getting good, and then playing for different places like churches, trail rides, or musicals. Like I was doing all that for like years, and so that the being good at the drums kind of brings like stability on that.
I sympathize with you on the struggle of growing up, man. That your story is not the only one, man. There are a lot of young men out there that grow up in similar situations, and some of them turn out great, some of them don't. So thank you for sharing that part of you. Thank you for being willing to share that. So you said you and your mom, you still deal with some of that, but do you have a better relationship with her now?
Yeah, I do. I just be mindful of. I learned to be like mindful of my emotions. Like not letting them control me. You know what I mean? Like going off logic and reasoning. you know. So, she'll say something, sporadic or something that I think is crazy. I'll think it, and I'm like, okay, just go along with it. When I was younger, I would be like, Mom, that don't even make sense, stuff like that.
Did you ever get into I'm gonna like arguments with her when things didn't vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is there a time where you said something to your mom? You're like, dang, I shouldn't say that. And even to this day, like you're like,
Yeah.
dang, I can't believe I said that.
Yeah.
What was one of those things?
I believe I was 13. 13. We had got into a very heated argument, and I told her I hated her, and I threw like stuff at her.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had like ran away from the house.
I've never thrown anything at my mom.
It's
my mom
crazy,
would beat the snot out of us. But
well, she did.
I had a healthy fear.
That's why I ran away. I didn't want to.
Oh, you threw it and ran?
I ran. Yeah, I ran away from the house.
Oh, you just left.
Yeah, I just left.
Oh,
so I already knew it was going.
Do you remember what the argument was about?
I really don't, man.
But you do remember doing that.
Yeah, I do remember doing that. I remember being like, I remember screaming, "I hate you! I hate you!"
Yeah.
And I think I was maybe throwing like I think I had like a deodorant in my hand. I just remember throwing deodorant and stuff at her.
Oh man.
So yeah. She might not remember that, but
she
might.
It's
I don't know.
It's interesting how it's interesting that she probably wouldn't remember it. There's probably other situations though where it's vice versa, where she probably said something to you that you don't remember, but it impacted her.
Yeah, probably.
Looking back today, do you feel like, man, I shouldn't have done that?
Yeah, sometimes, and at the same time, I thank God on, that we're good now.
Yeah.
Because, with my mom's family, like she has a big family. It's like,
it's your family. We have a big family.
Yeah, but her side, you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Like for us, like her mom and her dad, my grandparents, they had like 14.
Yeah.
Wow.
So so it's like a lot of them, and it's it's a lot of craziness and selfishness, in my family. So and they kind of done deserted her. So
why did they desert her?
I don't know, man. After my grandma died in 2016, she was living on a house on Fredonia Street. I don't know if you were familiar with.
Yeah, I think I lived on Fredonia years ago.
Yeah, it's the part by Ware. That's in front of Ware Elementary.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
So my mom was living in the house when we were living, and they kicked her out. They kicked her out the
family
house.
did?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that. Like they ganged up, because I believe it was already in the will.
Yeah.
But for somehow, some way they ganged up. I think lawyered her or whatever, and got her out the crib. So
is it that way now though? Did they ostracize her even now?
she don't really talk to a lot of them. I don't really talk to a lot of them. Like maybe because one uncle died in '98, so that leaves like 7, and I probably rarely talk to one. So yeah.
I'm still thinking on a couple questions behind. I'm like, I'm getting off on the trail. let me back up. Have you ever sat down and told your mom about specific situations that still you remember today and like, Mom, I really need to apologize for this to you directly because,
we've had that clarity moment, already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what helped us, get closer and stuff. Hey, I'm sorry for this. She apologized, for. I mean, it was crazy because like she was always there, but I don't know. It's I guess the like emotional part of it. I don't know.
What do you mean the emotional part?
Like that mother love. Like I'm doing stuff for you, but
you're doing stuff for her.
No, like mom's like she's there for me. She fed me, clothes. The fundamentals of parenthood. But that was it.
You didn't.
Like
you correct me if I'm hearing this wrong. She was taking care of you like a mom's supposed to take care of a kid.
Yeah, right.
But you weren't feeling the love
right.
that a mother should be.
Like it was like many events. Like let's say I was in a play at school or something. Nobody showed up. Football practice. Guys will be done with practice and go talk to their mom or their parents, and I ain't have nobody to talk to. Like stuff like that. Like Like she bought me clothes, had, had a roof over my head and stuff, but that was it, which is good enough because we're not homeless, but still like it wasn't like no trust, like love,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
do you know what she was doing during these times where you would like her to be there? Do you have any idea what she was doing?
9 times out of 10, probably working, man. Like right now. Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't like she was just chilling at the house and didn't want to go. She was just trying to provide, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Which it's a struggle. Again, not you're not alone in that story.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, you've seen like videos of like when let's say a kid he's getting enrolled in Harvard or any type of college, right? And he's got his whole family like there, like like I would have loved to have that, Yeah.
I hear you, man. Do you have anything on that one, man? I
just feel like me and Brent are the same people, man.
Yeah. Honestly, you feel like you're listening to your story?
Like everything you say, I completely relate to.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the culture our mothers grew up in, where it was like, I need to take care of you, right? But there was always something missing.
Yeah.
Within that, especially for well, my mom was a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
I had a stepdad, but they split.
They split.
And their relationship wasn't the best. But the same thing, man. Football practice, football games. I'm looking around and no one's there.
Yeah.
But I had a roof over my head. I had clothes. We had food. And my mom would take care of us, but there was always that one thing missing. Like, moms are handing out sandwiches and stuff to their kids, and I'm like, oh, man, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
that'd be cool right now. To have a sandwich after practice.
Yeah,
or, just look up in the stands and see, a familiar face. But I think the older you get, especially, one day you'll have kids, and you'll realize the dynamic on trying to provide for your kids is hard. It's hard trying to provide for them and trying to support them emotionally. I feel like that's something that's really hard to balance. Even for me, and my kids are young, it's something that's really hard to balance. But only now, I'm 39, about to turn 40, and I have 3 kids and a family of my own.
Yeah.
Only now do I realize that. But as a kid, I was like, why y'all ain't come to my game?
Yeah.
And then my mom had boyfriends, and I'm like, well, you over here with him, why you ain't at my game?
Yeah, my mom, she was a single mom for a little while. My stepdad, he didn't come into my life till I believe I was like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, and her and my real dad split. Like I was like 3 months. Mm-hmm. So, for like a couple of years, she was a single mom. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And it's very well said. Finding that the two differences, which is one being the supportive parent, and then, with the things you need, and then being the emotionally supportive parent, which is showing up to those things. And it's when you say culture, man, it is. I think it is. There are so many families that are like that.
Right.
Wealthy people that their parents are always working, even though they don't need to, but provide. And then there's, for me, like impoverished families where we're just trying to eat.
And y'all are the closest.
Yeah. No, well, like, we didn't express love in our family. Like, I don't even know what that looks like. I tell people that all the time. I don't know what familial love it looks like. Oh, I know what it looks like. I don't know what it feels like.
Right.
I didn't even expect that. I didn't. So through my whole education life, I didn't even expect that. Like, ain't nobody there because ain't nobody there, right?
Right.
Everybody's trying to live.
Yeah.
We're trying to survive.
Yeah.
Trying to not get caught by immigration either. That's how we're illegal.
Yeah.
So you grow up, you're doing these things. When does the drums come into your life? You're out of school. How far after school did drums? Do you think that that's one of the key things in your life that changed you, or?
Yeah, drums came into my life right after high school. So I started playing the drums at a local church that my mom was going to that I was going to too, kind of grew up in. It's called New Life Outreach. A lady called Dr. Maddie Thompson was the pastor, and she was known. She died in 2018, but right after high school, like a year later, I started playing the drums. And
whoa, Brant. So you start playing the drums right after high school, while getting drunk and stealing PlayStations.
Yes.
Okay.
I told you I was all over.
Just
the
making
place,
sure.
man.
I make sure I'm getting this right. Just making sure I'm getting this right.
Trying to figure it out. Man. Trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I like that. Thank you. I'm gonna jack with you. Thank you for keeping me on track.
Yeah.
So you start playing drums. What is it about drums?
Man, it's just fun, man. It's like music to me is like a drug. Like I can't go a day without listening to some music.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of music, like variety. So, but drums, man, they're just so cool, man. They're like there's different sounds and the different things and the different ways you can make it sound and all that, like a keyboard or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just incredible to me. So, yeah.
So you got better at the drums over time.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What kind of music was influencing you?
For the drums?
Just in general in life.
Well, like rock and jazz mainly. My favorite drummer is Tony Royster Jr. I don't know if y'all ever heard of him, but he's incredible, like all-purpose drummer. For his like playing the drums for churches, this dude named Josh Mayfield, was some guy I would like look up to and drummer for church drumming. So.
And you would just practice? Spend time practicing?
Just practice, yeah.
Okay.
Like the pastor, she was kind enough to like give me a key. And then I had like other friends who also played, and sometimes we'll all just meet up at the church.
That's cool.
And we'll just jam out, everybody.
That is pretty cool.
A shed is what they call it, a shed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did your church family know about your home life? Your thieving?
Yeah. They did, yeah.
How did they deal with you doing that?
I mean, a slap on the wrist,
Really?
Honestly, yeah, like, man,
they still loved you.
Yeah, they still love me, but, better than doing that, stuff like that.
It's hard. It's hard
it was a lot of that, like, like.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, like, nobody's perfect, you know? Like, somebody's going to come with something, so.
Dude, that is the cornerstone love for motion for me, man, is that.
Yeah, that's why I love motion. Like, normal churches, like the urban, I don't want to, urban churches or whatever.
Yeah.
Most of them to me is like for show, you know what I mean? It's like business,
Yeah.
So, but motion is like general. Like you can just sense like we have general love, like for you.
Yeah.
We don't care about, we're not saying you're better than this guy or you're better than this person. Like we're all, we're all here and we're all, wanting to be with God and stuff like that.
I love it. We'll get to that here.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. I love it. So how long were you with this church? The drums and
like playing the drums?
Or just with this church. So what I'm trying to get to is when you're with this church, are you still with it when you stop doing the things that you were doing, or does something change? What changes?
I was still with it when I stopped doing the things I was doing. Yeah.
So how did you end up just kind of moving out of that lifestyle?
Well, singing, man. Like, I'm pretty good on the drums. I do say so myself. I was getting paid. Like on a regular basis.
Really?
Yeah,
from church?
Like from churches, like different churches. Just playing.
I didn't know that.
Maybe like one. Let's say I knew a specific musician or something, right? Maybe he's a keyboardist or organist, and he'll be like, "Hey, man, I got a gig tonight. I'm doing a revival for 3 nights, man. You want to come play with me?"
Wow.
So, I'll do that. I'll go play or a trail ride, in the country.
Yeah.
I got a drum set at home, I'm taking my set out there in the country and we, mosquitoes and everything. I'm playing, swatting at the same time, stuff like that.
So you made it to a point where you were able to get your own drum set.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, actually, I had something going. But like singing, man, I would like, let's say we got like a service at church, and another church featuring a guest church or something that would come in, right? And many times I've seen like a musician, right, let's say a drummer, they're a drummer. He'll get on the drums.
Y'all will battle.
And yeah, we'll battle, you know what I'm saying? I'll win, right? I would, but check it out. Then that guy gets up and he gets on the piano. I'm like, whoa.
He one-upped you.
You played, yeah, he won up. So I'm like, wow. Or this guy, he gets off the bass and he gets on the drums. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
So like just seeing that, I seen like a quick avenue on like singing. I was already like fundamentally good, Like I had something there because I had sung the last time I sung Before Motion, I believe I was 20 years old. It was in church, and I had sung Mary Did You Know for like a Christmas program, and it was good, But that was like the last time I had sung, into Motion. So I came to Motion at like 27, so like 7-year drought of singing. So I just seen singing, I really enjoy it, I like it.
Yeah.
I just seen that as an avenue to try to get better at, singing. And
okay.
And now, I personally feel like, I can hop off the set and hop behind the mic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Man, that is good. The other guys that you used to hang out with, didn't do these things with, do you know where they are now in life?
I know one guy works in the oil field, man. He's got like 3 kids and a wife, Yeah, none of them are like in trouble now.
They all made it out of that patch?
Yeah, they all doing well.
That is good to hear.
Yeah.
That is good to hear. Now, you mentioned earlier one of your siblings was in prison?
Yeah, my stepbrother.
How long is he in prison for?
Man, the sentence was like 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah. The last time I had heard or talked to him, he was supposed to be coming up for parole in like 2027.
Okay.
As far as I know, so yeah.
What was his charge, if you don't mind me asking?
Aggravated robbery, man. Possession of a firearm by felon.
Okay.
Yeah, man, he's one of them gladiators, man, Like, yeah.
Balls to the wall.
Yeah, like, man, like, I don't know how to say it,
Say it however you want to say it.
He's a street dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all they know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all wish we were better for our siblings, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he'll get his time. He'll get his opportunity to do it again, right?
Yeah, I hope, if he behaves, because, man.
Still struggling?
Yeah, like, he's a fighter, man.
Yeah.
He'll fight a guard,
Really?
like, that's not good, because time will be added,
Yeah.
for that,
Yeah. You got to put that in the hands of God, man.
Yeah.
Figure it out for him.
Right.
I hear you. Well, thank you for sharing that, man.
Man.
I know that's kind of tough. How did your mom deal with that? Do you recognize?
Well, she knows of him. It's not like her son. It's like my dad. About another one.
Well, okay.
Yeah. I like when my mom and my dad. It's just me.
Okay.
And my sister, same mom, different dad. My brother that we're talking about, same dad, different mom.
Same dad, different mom.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
So he kind of went that route, man, when my dad died.
Yeah.
Because, like, my dad was the only one who could keep the boot on the tiger, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and once he died, he just got wild.
I think that was kind of the way it was with me, too, man. Like, I had, this fear from my father that I don't have really from a lot of folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. You have anything up to this point, man? I'm so much.
I want to go back to you singing, man.
Okay.
Is there anyone else in your family that's musical where you got interested in playing the drums or singing from?
Not really. No. It's just something I always did. Like when I was a kid, I would like beat on the desk and make, kids would rap to my beats while I'm beating on the desk.
Were you one of those kids that got the pencil and like
all that. I did all of that. Yeah, make beats, have battles, and I would win, in the cafeteria and, stuff like that.
Did you ever lose at anything?
Like, One time I lost like flag football, like a flag football match.
That's it. It was hard to find something.
Our basketball team lost a lot.
Oh yeah, and the basketball team, like, and
come on, man,
that's what got me back into basketball.
I think he blocks
really.
it out. I think he blocks his losses out. That's what it is.
No, like that's what really got me back like into basketball.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because it was like on that team, man, it was like at least over 12 years since I had played, man. You
really?
know, just when playing with them got me back in it. So yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I play like almost 2 times a week now.
Oh, you still play?
Yeah,
that's good. That's pretty awesome. Now,
back to my singing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No, as far as anybody looking up to in my family, no.
Did anyone ever tell you you can sing, or you just kind of knew from that one Christmas event?
Just from the Christmas event. Yeah. Now, I mean, I don't know if you account this. Like when I was like young, I was singing like a girl's ear. You know,
yeah.
She likes it. I don't.
It's a start, man.
Yeah, it's a start. So,
oh man.
I don't know if that counts, but
Oh man.
But yeah, from the church really, and like I had like my first like success and like failure in the church too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Man, like the same song, I had sung it so good the first time. The pastor wanted me, like she had planned like another night. But I didn't know. I wouldn't say planned, but we had like another night when a big church with a pastor who she really looked up to coming. So it was like, something serious, like everything's got to be right.
She wanted to show you off.
I didn't know. She put me on the spot. Yeah, I was like, what? And I got out there and I forgot the words. I forgot the words, man.
The song that you did so well.
Yeah.
What did you do? Like what was going on?
I don't know. I was nervous, man. Like, whoa, I wasn't expecting like, whoa. Just come on up here and like, whoa. Come on. Okay. So I go up there and I start, singing like the first verse was, good. And then right when it gets closer, like the mid-second verse to the bridge, maybe I forgot the words, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So what did you do? What happened?
Man, I feel like crap, man.
You just walk off stage?
Nah, I stood up there. They still, I still finished.
Yeah.
But
horribly?
Yeah, because I was singing and I would stop, and I was singing and I would stop, because yeah, bro. It was bad.
Oh,
it was
man.
bad.
Some people will never sing after something like that.
Man, so yeah, that was probably the biggest downfall of the singing. But I'm glad I went through that earlier on.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
now it's just drilled in my head. The words. So yeah.
So, oh man, so you're in this church. You're doing the singing. You moved to the singing. You've been at this church for a while. You've kind of moved away from the negative behaviors, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're on probation. That's probably a good guiding point for you, like
Yeah.
to keep you on the straight and narrow, the probation. Who paid for your dues in probation? Did you work to pay for them?
Yeah,
or
I
your
did.
parent? Okay,
I did.
all right.
Got myself out of jail too.
You did?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You're in the newer charges?
No, like for us like bonded out. That's what I mean.
Oh, I thought you said your stepdad did.
Well, like that was the first time, but like
That's what I was saying. Like for the other ones, you did it yourself.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You put that, so you have that bond stash. Is what it was.
It was just crazy. Like
you knew.
I went on payday.
Yeah.
You already knew.
On payday, so I was like, wow. On a Friday. Friday just got paid. Friday night. And yeah, that was my Friday night then.
You went in on Friday the second time?
Yeah.
So you didn't bail out until when? Monday?
Yeah, I want to say like Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah, like early Sunday morning, like around 6.
Yeah. So you go the first time. You look at this guy with blue feet, and you're like, "This ain't for me." At what point do you start like looking at it and like, "I need to stop," because you're doing it again and again now?
That point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, this is ridiculous, you know. Yeah. But man, I mean, the police, man, they something else too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes they'll take you to jail just to take you to jail. You know what I mean?
Tell me about your tattoos.
Right here?
Yeah.
This is just a banner with both my real parents' middle names.
Okay.
My mom's middle name is Marie. My dad's middle name is Jean.
That's
so
cool.
It's Marie and Jean.
That is so cool.
Right here, I like Japan, you know, Japanese food and some of the cartoons, like the anime is what they call it, a little bit. Yeah. But right here, this kanji is called fearless.
Okay.
You know, something that I kind of hold standard to me, you know, not to be afraid of anything, take everything, you know, from their head, you know, don't run away.
Interesting.
Big fan of Julius Caesar, Alexander the Great, Kodo Khan, Genghis Khan, you know, big fan of stuff like that, like warrior literature.
But what you're telling me is that in your life, in Branton's life, already you have police in your life growing up, getting your first arrest. I believe anytime your first arrest is in there, every time they bring you up, they already have an attitude about you.
Yeah.
They already have this thought about you.
This is what we expect from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they will approach a car with Brant with the first arrest differently than with Brant who has no arrest differently.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is.
It's almost like politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah,
it's life politics.
Yeah. Like.
What would Brant tell a young black man in this world? Something that you wish somebody would have told Brant when you were younger. And remember, this is a Brant that I want my freedom. I want to be who I want to be. But you're trying to tell a kid, you don't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. What would you tell him?
I would tell him, you know, just look in the mirror, man. You know, just take a look at yourself. Kind of list the things, the good and bad things, you know, and see which one outweighs which. If the bad, you know, outweighs the good, then, you know, you got to change. If the good outweighs the bad, then keep it up, you know, be better, you know, be smart. Don't be, you know, take everything with a grain of salt, stuff like that. I take it with like rationale, you know what I mean? Like if I failed at this, okay, why did I fail? Like, let's just go back a layer.
So you're going through the singing career, you're going in church, and what is your relationship with God through this time frame? Is it strong, or is it just you're going through the motions because you can play music?
No, it's strong, man. It's strong. Like, good. Man, like God's been there a lot for me, man. Like, wow, you know, it's amazing, you know. And from Maddie Thompson, man, the lady who I, you know, shout out earlier, you know, she passed away in 2018, but she also, at a younger age, kind of helped me get like a better understanding of God from what I thought. Like, from what I thought, you know, people would say stuff about God like he's some type of wizard or something. Like, oh, let's say one person want a new car. I'm finna pray to God that I want a new car, and they'll just think God will just make it appear. You know, like Dr. Maddie taught me, like, no, you got to put your work in too. Like, faith, there's action with faith. You know, all you need is faith and like trust in God and believe, like, no matter what happens, like, you're going to be all right. Like, even if it looks like it's not, you're still going to be all right. So
that's good.
That's pretty much what she taught me. And I still, you know, follow those footsteps today, man, you know, strong in faith, man.
Was there a time where you didn't have that strong faith?
Yeah, around the time after my father had died, because I didn't really, you know, like know how to, I guess I didn't know how to take it or anything, so.
Yeah. What brought you back to faith?
Dr. Maddie, man.
She did? Okay.
Yeah, she did. You know, when my dad died, my mom couldn't even tell me. Like, Dr. Maddie told me.
Oh.
Like, she took me to her pastor's study or office, and she had to sit right there and tell me, you know.
How did you take that?
Man, it was pretty bad, man, because I was like already ready to go see him, because like I said earlier, I would go see him on the weekends. That's kind of what they had going on.
So you enjoyed your time with him.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like I live with my dad, man. I'm free.
Yeah.
Like that freedom, like I was telling you about, like from running with the crowds and stuff. Like that same feeling was with my dad, and like once he died, like it was no more of that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Are there times in life where you're like, you wish you could experience that moment with your father, your real father?
Yeah. Man,
I go through that a lot. Yeah.
Like I think to myself every day, like, man, like how would it be if my dad was still here? You know what I'm saying? Because he was a firefighter, he was an electrician, and, he was a pilot. Like Station 3, he was a captain over there. So ain't no telling how, like, where I would be if he was here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
he'd have kept you straight.
Straight.
I get you.
So yeah.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
I hear you. That's the way I am. Like I think the whoopings worked.
Yeah,
for my dad, anyways.
Yeah, man. My dad would, put his hands on you, man, no matter where. Like I remember playing Little League baseball, man. I'm getting into a fight with one of my teammates in the dugout, and the coach tell us to get out of the dugout. Hey, y'all come out here and cool off. And right when I step out, I'm getting yanked. Whooping right in front of everybody, man. Like, wow.
That secondary whooping.
Yeah, like with his hand, like, wow. I'm like, man. So, Dad, Pops didn't play, man.
Oh, man.
Pops didn't play, man.
That is it. Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me about motion coming into contact. How did this happen?
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I don't think you was going at the church at the time, but you remember John Crumpton?
Yes.
So he had a little thing called Primerica.
You were into the Primerica?
Yeah, because a friend of mine was in there. His name was Nathan.
Okay.
Cody was also in there.
All
so
right.
that's how I met Cody.
All right.
Cody and Nathan are like very close friends. Cody from the church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We would have like meetings, and every now and then they would talk about motion, the
Right.
church. And then, man, this right here happened at church today. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh, I'm like, wow.
But you're still going to the other church at this time?
Yeah, I'm still going to the other church and everything. Cody's going to motion. I think he just started, I believe.
Okay.
He just started going. Cody would have like parties at his house, like a get together of friends and family and stuff.
Cool.
We all just hang out. One time I took my drum set up there to his house. Cody had his guitar, I had my drum set, and we just jamming out.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I had never heard about this.
Yeah. We
That is
just
so
jamming
cool.
out, man. And he's like, man, you should come to our church, man, check out the band, at Motion. And I was like, okay, man, I want to do that,
Okay.
And it's wild because he told me this for like 7-8 months. And so one Sunday, I told him, you know what, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there, bro. I'm going to go.
You finally
All right?
went.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So I come in. It was on a Sunday. This was when it was just one service or experience. And, it was nice, man. I walked in there, I seen the lights and the doom, 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 because I like music,
bass.
right? I'm like, wow, just jumping in here,
Yeah.
It was cool, the light shows and the songs they sung. And I liked it, and then I had left, and then he seen me like leave because, you can see who goes in and out the door. So, I gave him a dap, and he was still on stage and he dapped me. Then he was like, man, you should come check out rehearsal, man. You should come check us out in rehearsal, man. See how the band does in rehearsal.
Uh-huh.
All right, then we go check it out. So I wasn't no idea of singing or anything, just coming just to look at the band, like, wow,
Yeah.
He showed me videos of Jordan. I'm like, wow, Jordan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I went, I met everybody, and then that was like, man, send us some videos or something, man. So I sent like some videos, and here we are. So yeah.
Yeah, that is so. That's
I just
such
fell
a great,
in, and then I'm like, man, I kind of took it as a opportunity to try to, get great at singing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
You're one of the upfront guys now. So you got your own songs, which are amazing, dude.
Yeah.
And I know I mess with you, but I love it. Like
Yeah.
your camera personality is so great. I love it.
What? I don't see how.
You know, when I'll put it on you, like you look at it. You're everybody talks about how like you're the only one that looks at it, gives a camera a glance, like, yeah. He's got a good.
I'm trying to, get the point across. This is what God is doing, and this is what I want you to understand.
There's something I just found out about you recently.
Yeah.
That shocked me. Yeah. It shocked me more than you going to jail. It shocked me more than, you going through some of the things in your life.
It's gonna shock everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
How many people know about this thing?
Well, now, quite a bit now.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's happy.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna leave the mic to you, and you tell me what I'm talking about.
You talking about the birth of my daughter? Yeah. February 3rd, 2025.
When did you find out about his daughter?
It's now.
Are you serious?
That's awesome, man.
Congratulations, sir.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're sitting at dinner, and I only know Brant sneaks in, sneaks out of church.
Yeah.
He says, "Man," and he's wanting to do a podcast. He goes, "Hey, I got something to tell you." So I was like, "I might be a dad." I'm like, so he said, and he asks, "I got to do a DNA test," and I'm like,
"Yeah." In
my brain, is this like a teenager? You're trying to find out if you owe child support or something.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, man, I just had her." It's like, oh, you just had the baby.
Yeah.
So, tell us about this. Like, I didn't even know you had a girlfriend.
Well, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been with this girl?
About a year and a half now.
I don't even know what to say, Brant. I thought we knew each other.
Oh, now you know. Now you know.
Okay, so you have a girlfriend about a year and a half. Would you say it's serious?
Yeah.
When did you find out that she was pregnant?
Last June when she told me. I was like, wow, okay.
Tell me about like fatherhood. What are we thinking?
I'm thinking like, whoa, like, it could be mine, because I watched a whole bunch of paternity court, you know what I'm saying? So like I've seen like numerous cases of like when the kid looks like the dad, right?
Yeah.
And he takes a test and it's not. I'm like, whoa. And I knew like
you wanted science to win.
Yeah, because Shelly was one of the people to kind of give me the idea. Shelly from the church.
Uh-huh.
And a couple other people, who done like one dude I know, he found out that when the kid turned 17, it wasn't his. I was like, wow.
Jeez.
They put that fear in you?
They put that fear in you. So I'm like, and I already got like trust issues anyway. So, it's all like, man, let me just make sure, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Yeah, so and it was. So, I'm good. I'm good now.
Oh,
but
that's amazing.
Last June.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
What are you thinking? Because now it's your turn.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn. What are you thinking? What are you thinking for the future of your child?
Gonna try to give her the best, man. Gonna give her the best. Be there for her, thick and thin. No matter what I feel.
Yeah.
Throw my feelings out the side onto the side and just tack on what she needs. Pretty much, love, attention, everything.
What would you say about motion to people?
Oh man, it's a great place to be. If you want to get to know God, if you want to meet like genuine, non-judgmental people, like the happiest, most heartwarming. What's the word I'm looking for? Humility. Like all of that is in one. Like they go like. They're very strategic in like how they break down stuff, and just so you to understand, like you'll get a great understanding,
all right,
on like God, like for real, not just like for show.
And it doesn't have to do with like the suit you're wearing, or
right,
or the your where you come
or the
from.
car you're driving.
Yeah, nothing. Man.
Yeah.
Some of us don't even have cars.
Right, you know?
Yeah, I love that, dude. I love that.
Yeah, that's what really like attracted me to the church, man. It's like they actually care about you, knowing like God, like we don't care about anything else, you know?
Yeah, dude, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I had a question for you. So last Sunday you sung this song, God turn this around, turn this thing around.
Yeah.
What is one thing that you can look back on and say, God, you turn this around?
One particular night, my car had got repossessed, and and it was taken to a little old town called Troop. Y'all heard of Troop, Texas? So I talked to the people, man. I was trying to get my car back, and they told me, man, it's probably gonna be like $1,400, bro. By now, because I kind of let it sit in there, for a while. So I'm like, man, I needed a car, I was like driving my mom's car, and so he's like, all right, oh no, hold on 1 second, man, hold on 1 second, because I was on the phone with him. I was like, okay, and it was on a Friday, so he comes back to the phone. He's like, hey, man, if you can get here Monday, we'll split it in half, man, $700. You can get your car. And I had $700.
That's crazy.
See what I'm saying?
Exactly 7.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, man, I'll be there Monday, right? So I get in the car with my mom, and my half sister, or my sister.
Yeah.
Same mama. I'm just being like,
Yeah.
But so we go down a little old Troop, see the guy, to see my car sitting there, you know what I'm saying? And I go in there and I pay everything. You know what I'm saying? Swipe the card, get to the car, try to crank it don't start. So I'm like, wow. Try to crank it again, don't start. I'm like, man, like, wow, you know what I'm saying? On your way out here, man, you got to start,
Yeah.
I think some type of the cables on there were kind of loose. He was like, man, it's got some loose cables on there, man. Let me go get some tape, man. So I got some black tape. I can probably tape her on up. He was a real country guy, country, yeah, Tornation, one of those type of guys, you know what I'm saying? So he wraps it, I try to start it again, don't start again. So I'm like, wow. Wait 5 more minutes, turn it up again, it starts. I'm like, yeah, thank you, man. I'm ready. Like, I'm in a hurry, so I'm finna get up out of here. I thank you, bro. He's like, all right, man. Y'all take care. Y'all have a safe trip back, so and so.
Oh, it's so nice, dude. He seems so nice.
Yeah, and then I leave, right? I'm going, through Troop. Their main highway it's probably only one stop sign.
Yeah.
So I'm at the stop sign. Car dies at the stop sign. This is a busy stop sign. Like, cars lining up behind me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, try to crank it, it's dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Completely dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, shoot. So I get out. I got to push it off to the side so traffic can keep going.
Yeah.
Somebody stops. Hey, man, your car's messing up on you? I'm like, yeah, man, my car, I just got it. I'm trying to get it back to Longview. He's like, hey, man, I got one of those portable battery, things, right? So he hooks his portable battery port to it. The kind that you don't need another card to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jumper cables.
Yeah.
Like the little box thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I let it sit there. I try to crank it don't start. Try to crank it don't start. Crank it, then it starts.
Yeah.
Right? This time, I make it home. I make it all the way back to Longview, right? And then that next day, I wake up in the morning, man, right? And I look at my phone, I see $700. I'm like,
in your account?
In my account. Like, didn't I just spend that $700 to get my car out? No. $700 is like still there, bro. And like the whole time, I was like, during everything, I was like, God help me,
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. Like, Lord help me.
You thought you just didn't pay for it?
Like, I thought I paid for it. Like, I like swiped the card, signed the receipt.
Okay,
he gave me the receipt. Like, I got the receipt, everything.
Okay.
Like I paid for it. You know what I'm saying?
But it's still there.
It's still there because that was my last. And yeah, God turned it around to where I got my car back and I still had the money. Like, that's got to be God. There is nothing else to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I made it back when I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to be broke when I'm not broke. I still got the $700 because that was my last for like that week. You know, I was gonna go through like a week drought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
Man. Like,
That's good stuff.
like, yeah, it drives me. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
How long ago was that?
A year ago.
A year ago.
Yeah.
Dang, that's not even that long.
No, not that long ago. Man. Yeah,
what do you want most in this world right now?
Man, I want the opportunity to make people's life better through sound.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, we all got songs, you know, that kind of gets to us, you know, when we listen to it, maybe it uplifts us. That's kind of what I want to do, you know, for people. Because we put here for others, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are our PlayStations okay around you now?
Yeah, they are,
Okay.
man. They
Just want to
are.
make sure that's okay. If you were to give humanity, if today was your last day on Earth, what advice would you give humanity?
To always strive to be better and to help others.
I used to be dead inside. I'm different. I'm not who I was. All because of how you love me. Holy, worthy. Even in my weakness, you are faithful.